All right, friends, so we are still on our Adobe Illustrator logo design process. So I welcome you back to Adobe Illustrator. So first thing we have to do is to make a page size for the logo design. All you have to do is to go to File, then you click on New. So all right, friends, so at this point here, this is where you set your page. So I'm going to name this logo design process. Okay. Then I have to come here, make sure that this point here set as my sets as pixels. Then here, you can just type 1920 by 1080 pixels. Then the color modeling here can be CMYK color. Finally, we come down below here and click on create. All right, friends, so this is how you make a new page size for logo design in Adobe Illustrator. So having known the concept of the kind of logo you want to make, the next thing to do is to know what are the appropriate tools to use for my logo design. All right, so I'll go to my tools bar now. So having get to my tools bar, I need triangle. So how do we get triangle from Adobe Illustrator? So we can right click on the rectangle. So when we right click on the rectangle, then we move down to polygon. So having select polygon, we notice at the property here, we make sure that we set the shape property. First, we need to remove the stroke, the fill of the shape. Then we maintain the stroke color to be black. Then we go to our Illustrator work area and we click once. So when we click once, a dialog box is going to pop up. From this point here, this is where we type the figure of the angle we are looking at. So our triangle is 3 angle size. Then we type 3. Then we click on OK. So very good. So we can see on the screen here, we have our triangle. So we can press Shift key and alternative key on our keyboard to expand the size. All right. So one other thing we can do as far as this logo concept is concerned is to go back to our menu bar. Then we go to edit. We'll click on copy. We'll go back to edit again. Then paste in place. So the duplicate one now we can resize it to make it smaller. We press that shift key. Having take our mouse to the corner of the angle. So we press that shift key, then alternative key on our keyboard, and we drag in. Okay. So having make a duplicate, we can as well make sure that everything is aligned to the center. We press Shift key and click on the second triangle. So we look for our alignment panel at the menu bar here. So having bring up our alignment panel, we make sure that everything is aligned to the center. Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. Now we can go back to our menu bar again. Click on Objects, then Grow. Now, at this point here, the next thing we are going to do is to make a duplicate of this particular triangle here. All you have to do is to press alternative key on your keyboard and drag to make a duplicate. Good. So having make a duplicate, next we need pen tools. We have to go back to our tools bar again and we select pen tools. So having select pen tools, then we can make a path. Then to cut, we press down Ctrl key on our keyboard to cut. Then we go back to our pick selection tools. So you can press Ctrl+0 to zoom out the entire shape. Then Ctrl+ to continue zoom, Ctrl+. Okay, so okay, let's delete this. Then we go back to our pen tools again and make a straight path. Ctrl key down to cut. So we can rotate this to 45 degrees. So we can take it here, sorry. So we continue rotate. Okay. Okay, so I consider it perfect like this. So we can make a duplicate again. We press down alternative key and drag it down here. Very good. Then we make a duplicate again, alternative key and drag down. And we'll snap it down here. Very good. So one other thing we can do here is to select everything. All you have to do is to drag all over every shape like this. So when you drag all over every shape, this simply means that you try to select everything. So before we take another action, we need to make sure that we block some area. So I will press Ctrl key down plus to continue to zoom out so we can see every shape. Ctrl down plus. Okay, so I need to block some area. So what I'm going to do next is to go back to my tools bar again. Then I will select my pen tools. So having select my pen tools, then I will make a path. I will create an anchor path here, and then I'll press down Ctrl key to cut. Then I need to block some other area like this. So intersect point, then Ctrl down to cut. So we can go back to our selection tools now and click on the selection tools. Then we press down Ctrl key and +0 to zoom into the entire canvas of the logo. Then we can select everything now. So having select everything, we can take a new action. All you have to do is to press Ctrl key down plus to zoom out the entire shape. So now we go back to our tools bar now and select shape builder tools. So having select shape builder tools, so we can now decide to cut out some area and connect some area. So from this point here, we can delete this. All you have to do is, before you can delete, you press alternative key on your keyboard, then click on delete. So it's going to cut out some area you are not interested. Delete, then delete. Next, we need to delete this segment here. You drag it down, delete. Hotkey down, delete. Hotkey and delete. Very good. So I need to delete some area here also. So alternative key down and drag all down, delete, then delete. So we can connect this together. Just have to drag down like this. Then drag down like this. Now we need to delete this point here down. All you have to do is to press down Alt key on keyboard and drag all over like this to delete. Then we need to connect this plus this. Then we need to delete this, and we delete this. Then we delete this. Okay, so this is our logo design shape that we can apply color to. So we can go back to our selection tools now. So we have this here. So Ctrl Z. Then we have this as another shape here. Ctrl Z. So we can fill this with black now and select this one also. We fill it with black. So Control plus 0 to zoom into the entire shape. So we can press Shift key and click on the second shape, then we'll drag it out. So we can select this area and press Delete key on our keyboard. You can select this now, and we go to our menu bar here, click on Objects and Group. Then we can centralize this to, we can take the logo shape to the center of the page. Then we can go back to Objects and ungroup again. So we can decide to change this logo color to this type of sky blue here. So we can press down Control key and plus, Control key and plus, Control key and plus. Then we can select the two objects now. Then we go back to our menu bar and remove the stroke. Okay. Now, one other thing we can do is that we can make a round curve to every sharp edge there. So all you have to do is to go to your direct selection path. So when you select your direct selection path, so I will press Shift key on my keyboard and select this point here, Ctrl Z. I will select this node. Then you press that Shift key on your keyboard and select this node. Then I will select this. I will select this. I will select this. Then we can drag from any point. So I want to drag from the top here. So it's going to take effect on the other edge with the same size of angle. So if you are satisfied with the corner, then and go back to Object and Group. So finally, Control down, then +0 to zoom in the entire document. So we can type the logo design, logo name. So this is how you make a simple logo design in Adobe Illustrator. So let's take a look at another logo design in Adobe Illustrator.